Hello viewers, welcome to the next video of my playlist, Placement Interview Questions on C Programming. I'm RVD and it's really great to see you all here. So something about this playlist, even though maybe I have named it as Placement Interview Questions on C Programming, I'm not only focusing more on the placement interview questions, but I'm also focusing on fundamental concepts of C programming. So those who really want to learn the concepts of C programming and make their basics strong, obviously do not hesitate to visit this particular list and watch all the videos maybe in the sequence, so that a lot of concepts, a lot of basic concepts you will be able to clear. Okay, so if at all you're watching the video without subscribing my channel, so do subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon also, so you'll be able to get alerts about the new videos. And do explore other playlists also. You can see the other playlists regarding data structures. This one currently is on C programming. In data structure playlist, there are a lot of good concepts of data structure being explained in a very simplified manner. I've also started with my community tab on my channel, so I would request all the viewers to visit the community tab and be active in the community tab. Answer the quizzes. You can maybe post some comments and start with some discussion. Your feedback obviously is also appreciated. Fine. So there are a variety of ways by which you can connect to my YouTube channel and contribute to it. Fine. So let's move on to the current video. So the question for this video is, what are the arithmetic operators in C? If you remember, in the previous video, we've started with operators, the concept of operators and the different types. The types that we had discussed there were the types based on the number of operands, so unary, binary and ternary. But now we will rather have videos based on the type of operation the operators perform. So likewise, the first one in that series is arithmetic operators. So let's look at, it's a very simple one, but there are certain concepts which you need to understand, which you need to be clear of. So I just thought of making a separate video on this particular concepts as well. Okay, so let's move on to arithmetic operators. Yeah. So what are the arithmetic operators we have? The very basic one, okay, which are being provided by C are like multiplicative operators. So these are the earlier three are called multiplicative operators. That is multiplication. Okay, which color might suit on this? I'm doubtful. Let's see. I don't know. Red is our favorite one as always. So these are nothing but called as multiplicative operators. Okay, I know the red one is not being very decent here, but still, bear with me. Yeah, so these are the multiplicative operators. Let me try white for a change. Yes. Okay, so these are the multiplicative operators, that is multiplication, division and remainder, whereas the rest of them is called as additive operator. So that is going to perform the addition and subtraction. Now what is to know about these operators? See, multiplication you people know very well. Okay, let's have some point of discussions first, and then maybe I'll take up the examples. Okay, so these are the arithmetic operators. All of you got to know about it. Okay, maybe basic, all of you know, multiplication is to perform multiplication, division is for division. The signs are different in programming. So no dot, no cross. You'll say A dot B and you'll expect the program to do multiplication. No, it's not going to do. Okay, I think this might not be visible. So if at all I do A dot B and you expect that multiplication should take place. No, that's not going to happen. Even there is no concept of cross here. Okay, so the notation is asterisk. These two are not allowed. Or in mathematics, maybe sometimes we simply say AB and it is to be understood that it is A into B. All such things are not allowed in programming. So the multiplication has to be with asterisk. Division, there is no numerator denominator concept. So if at all I want to write A divided by B, it has to be written as A slash B. That is the division operator. Okay, remainder is not very familiar in normal mathematics because we generally don't have such operator. Percent sign for a change here is used for getting the remainder. Okay, we can see, as the name suggests, remainder, it's going to give you the remainder, and remainder only possible when you do integer division. And that's the reason remainder operator, maybe we'll see in the points of discussion also, but it is only possible to use with integer. Okay, you cannot use with fraction. So how it goes and all, I'll obviously talk about it in an example, but it is going to give you the remainder after you perform the division. So division rather will give you quotient, whereas remainder operator will give you the remainder after division. Addition, subtraction obviously is to perform the corresponding operations. Fine. So let's move on to the discussion. Yeah. So you can see multiplicative, these are the three, and additive, which are plus and minus. Okay. Multiplicative has got higher precedence. So if you have seen the first three, plus that is multiplication, division, and mod, they have got higher precedence or higher priority over the additive operators. Okay. So this is also a separate concept. Okay. And now I actually feel that maybe I can have a very decent and a very informative video being created on that. The concept is called as precedence and associativity. Okay, so soon you will see one video from my site in the same playlist that is going to discuss in detail the precedence and associativity concept. Okay, what is the precedence and what is the concept of associativity? Fine, so maybe there we'll discuss that in detail. But currently, multiplicative operators, all multiply, divide, and mod. Okay, actually there I'll explain it further, but then they all have same precedence, but their precedence is higher than addition. So maybe I can write something like this: multiply, divide, and mod on a same level, and plus and minus on the next level. So they have the lesser precedence. Again, plus minus, they themselves have equal precedence, but that is lesser than the multiplicative. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Next point. Yeah, the percent operator, or we can say remainder operator, can only be used with integer. It cannot be used with fractions. Okay, so you try doing something like this: 2.5 mod 1.2, and it's going to give you error. It says illegal operations. So we get a bit setback. Illegal, yeah, but then that's how it frames it. So it's an illegal operation. You cannot perform modulus, or that's also called as modulus or remainder operator, with fractions. Fine. So that's what basically is about arithmetic operators. Now, before I thank you and conclude, let's look at some examples. Okay. So now maybe I can go ahead with black. White won't work. Yeah. So in simple way, suppose I do multiplication. So if I do 2 into 3, okay, it's going to give you 6. Now, what sort of information you got in this? Yeah, all of you know 2 into 3 is 6. But then the information that you got is, if I multiply int with int, I'm going to get the answer also in int. Whereas if I multiply, let's say one of them is considered to be float. 2.0 is obviously float. So if I multiply float with int, then the answer I'm going to get in float. Even if one of them is float, both of them is float, then the answer obviously bound to get as float. But even if one of them is float, what happens? This was float, so this automatically get promoted, type promotion. Okay, and then it'll be converted. Final answer is converted to float. Now, as far as the multiplication is concerned or addition is concerned, multiplication, addition, even subtraction, it doesn't matter. If you operate on int and int, the answer is going to be int. That's how the relation looks like, and it doesn't matter at all. What will matter is when we are working with division and remainder. Let's see what exactly I'm talking about. So suppose I'm working with, let's say, division. So if I say 20 divided by 3, okay. Now ideally, when we say 20 divided by 3, we'll start calculating. Okay, it's like 6.6666, something like that. What will be the answer in programming? It will be simply 6. Because int divided by int, answer is going to be int. Okay, so 3 6 are 18. Remainder is 2, which is discarded because your div operator is supposed to give you quotient when you work with both integer, because actual division will not take place. If you want actual division, it will be like 20 divided by 3.0. At least one of them should be what? Should be float. Then you will have an actual division and maybe you will get something like this. Fine, so that's how it behaves when you work with int divided by int. You can very well have example like 1 divided by 2, immediate answer 0.5. No, it will be 0. If I do like this, then maybe I can expect answer like 0.5. Remember, at least one of them must be float. Okay, that's how integer works. Now let's look at, that's how division works with integer, provided both of them are integer. So can we conclude that when we are working with division and if both of them are integer, then it performs integer division only? Yes, because for it to perform actual division, you have to have one of them as float. Okay, let's look at the modulus or remainder operator. So it's like this. Okay, what is 20 mod 3 now? So see, 3 6 are 18. We are not, 6 is a quotient, but we are not concerned with quotient here. We have to go for remainder. So percent gives you remainder and not the quotient. Is that clear? So suppose I say 1 mod 3. You know, the remainder is going to be 1. Because obviously quotient will be 0. So that 1 will directly be taken as what? Remainder. Now it works quite what you can say, excitingly with negative numbers. Okay, so let's start with some basics. So if at all I do 35 divided by let's say or 38 divided by 7. Yeah, divide. It's not mod. Divide. So it will be 7 5s are 35. You know, only the quotient. Okay, what is minus 38 divided by 7? It will be minus 5. Okay, 38 divided by minus 7. Okay, 7 5s are 35. And again, we have a negative one, so minus 5. Minus 38 divided by minus 7. It will be 5. Okay, all these are quite simple for us to answer. Now let us look at this one. 38 mod 7. Okay, 7 5s are 35. That's the quotient. So remainder is 3. Okay, that's great. What about minus 38 mod 7? What do you think? Okay, keep on thinking. Okay, what about 38 mod minus 7? Okay, you might be answering at your place. Should. Okay, you should keep on thinking. Next, minus 38 mod minus 7. What it should be? Okay, I hope you might have given some of the other answers. Let me tell you what are the answers and then I'll also explain why the answers are like this. Okay, so answer for this is going to be minus 3, for this is going to be 3, and for this is going to be minus 3. Okay, maybe surprise, right? I'll tell you how it works. So how you got this 3 answer? The same you have to apply here. See, 38 mod 7, the quotient was 5. So you multiply back, 7 5s are 35. 38 minus 35 is the remainder, that is 3. So apply the same thing. Minus 38 mod 7, when I'll do div, the quotient is going to be minus 5. So you multiply back. 5 7s are 35, but there is minus 5. So minus 35. And how do I get minus 38 minus minus 35, which will be minus 3. That's how you get it. Okay. Same for this one. 38 mod minus 7. Quotient is going to be minus 5. Now you multiply back. So minus 5 into minus 7 is plus 35. So 38 minus 35, obviously 38 minus plus 35, that is 35, which is 3. And isn't it the upper one is true here also? Minus 38 mod minus 7, the quotient is 5. So you multiply back, it is again minus 35, and you will be obviously having the same concept, which gives you answer as minus 3. I hope you understood the logic behind that. A simple way to remember is, you know what? You obviously can have the sign of the first one as a sign of the answer. Can you see that? That's how maybe we will conclude as a trick. Understood? So that is basically the concept that you need to be clear of when you work with modulus. Okay, you cannot use fraction. Okay, let me just give you a hint. Fraction I cannot be applying with mod. Okay, not possible. So if at all I want to do remainder, okay, I want to do remainder with fraction. Okay, then I'll just give you a hint. Maybe again, maybe I can explain it a bit in further videos. But there is a concept of f mod. which can be used to get the remainder in case of operands being fraction. I'll just give you this much in this video. So you can very well try thinking about what is fmod. Maybe I would really like people posting in the comment if at all they found what is fmod, and if at all they know about fmod in a appropriate topic in which the fmod belongs to. I'll be also explaining about fmod. Okay, so that was about the arithmetic operators. Let's go back to our slide. So I hope you've got a lot of concepts clear about arithmetic operators. So namely, they are multiplicative and additive. Multiplicative higher precedence, additive lower precedence. And when we are working with like int and int, the way they behave, and when we are working with int and float, the way they behave obviously has got some difference. So with examples, we could explain, or we could understand those particular differences, and I hope now we are clear with it. Fine, so that's it for time being in this video. Thank you and happy learning.